Welcome everybody. This is Mr. Aaron from the House of Aaron. I'm one of your middle class millionaires where we are making sure that everyone is getting the vital information to do better in business. So, like I said, we are a team. We have more than one team represented here today as we invited our good buddy, Mr. Luigi. We're going to let him introduce himself and where he's from. Mr. Luigi, he still said hold on, right? Forgot. He did say hold on. So when
I'm
he come, is he there?
I'm here. I just unmuted my mic.
Okay. All right, Mr. Luigi, tell them who you are and where you from.
My name is Luigi Bruni. I'm from Canada, Montreal, North America.
That's right.
And I just want to make it clear, there's not just Eskimos here.
So there we go. We got Mr. Luigi from Canada. He's representing all of North America. So we all across the board. We're not just local. But Mr. Luigi is also he's a marketing expert. He's one of the leaders of Dream Team Marketing Pros. He's trying to be modest, but we're gonna shout him out right here. So all right, Mr. Sharif.
Good evening. This is Mr. Sharif of Dream to Reality Academy, also one of the middle class millionaires. Good evening to you.
Last but certainly not least, the residential sergeant at arms, the man who's sitting at the door, rocksolar.info.
Hey, how you doing? It's your boy Rock Solar. You can check me out at rocksolar.info, and I'm looking forward to working with people and making this money.
There you go. As we said, we are here together. We're going to discuss something that should help you in your business. And today, it is a subject that all of North America knows so well, as they try to have a fake war on drugs, or let's go ahead and promote this drug, let's make this drug legal, that drug illegal. And we know one of the biggest drugs ever pushed is caffeine, and Starbucks and everything else. People love their coffee out there. So we're going to get right into it. We don't want to waste no time. We want to get into it. I'm going to get the timer out as we talk about the 3 points. There's 3 points in this lesson. They talk about 3 major things you can learn from a drug addict. And guess what? I'm just going to get a shadow points so we can have open discussion from our views, not what the actual article say, but the article was written. Let me give the guy credit. I don't want to start talking about not giving the credit. But the guy name is Tim. He wrote an article on Motivation Grid at motivationgrid.com, and hey, he wrote this to say he bounced back from being a drug addict. He was being labeled as a drug addict, and as we know, anybody who's protecting their business, anybody who overseeing their business, they know 100% that even your business could be a drug, and you're going to be addicted to it. Because I know I'm addicted to my business as well as everything else in my family and in my lifestyle. Because I don't have a job title. I don't have a job title. I don't have an occupation. If I had to have one, it's the liver of life. So, business lessons from a drug addict. Let's see how this goes. Lesson number 1. Did the drug addict say? He said the first lesson is nothing lasts forever. Something we know all too well in online and internet marketing. Nothing lasts forever. Who's up first? Let's see who's gonna get it first.
Oh, nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. So I'm gonna jump into nothing lasts forever, because lately, since we've been doing Amazing 5, that's been the theory, and that's been the discussion that we talk about all the time. Because right now the program is it's the best thing I've ever been a part of, ever. And the money
You
is
got to the site.
so fast that this can't last forever. So right now, I feel as though we have a good 12 to 18 months of this program. But at the end of the day, when is enough? when do we pull out? When do we start to exit out? Because we have to have an exit strategy, and we have to be prepared for the next best thing, because it will be the next best thing. And at that point, we need to have, all of us need to be millionaires, if not touching a million, close to a million. Nobody should have less than $100,000 by October, including you, Mr. Luigi.
I'm following all the way. I totally agree with you, especially about Amazing Five. Listen, I'm seeing it grow. It's only been a week, so far it's the best. It's the best rev share that I've been a part of in my short history of rev shares. Well, I mean, it's been already a couple of years now. So yes, that what's important is, like you stressed upon, is when do we get out? Well, when we get out, it's simple. I mean, rev shares, you have to understand it all. It's a toss of a coin, you know, like they come in, they go up, they stay for a while, and after at a certain point, you just can't continue always at that same frequency. Now, one has maintained it. Traffic Monsoon, we all know it. Why? But they don't pay as much as Amazing Five. I mean, that's the main reason why. So it's sustainable. Now, Amazing Five, how long will it be there? My guess is let's make some money with it, and don't keep all your money in. Like, let's take some out as we go along. That would be my safest guess. And I have a philosophy behind all these beautiful opportunities that keep opening up. Is let's not all put all our money in the same opportunity. Let's take our money, invest it always in 3 to 4 different opportunities. Why? Because if one does go sour, well, we still have our money in the 3 others or the 2 others. So I think that's just smart. It's business, and I think that's what your team is all about, and that's what my team is all about too. So I'm trying to teach everybody on my team, like, listen, we're working hard to find the right opportunities. Get in, invest some money in all of them, take some money out as you go along, and listen, it's all about teamwork, and we have some great leaders here. So you guys spoke to me about Amazing Five. I took a look at it. I wasn't too sure at the beginning. I wasn't too sure about sustainability, but at the same time, I said, you know what? It might continue for 6 months, for a year. Well, the time is there. Let's take advantage of it. So I'm with you guys on that one. Totally.
So what I'll say about that is, in order for you to take advantage, if you know something's not going to last forever, in order for you to take advantage of it, you have to take action. Because if you don't take action, then you can't get in and get out. Because if you're not in, as Mr. Rock Solar says, then you're out. You're either in or you're out. So if you're going to make a decision, you take action, and you build it as quickly as you can, and you have an exit strategy. That's the one thing I think we're all learning, or I have learned, is to make sure you have a good exit strategy. You know, and if you have a good exit strategy, you take it for what it is, and then also, you know, it's not the end of the world if it doesn't work out exactly the way you want, because that's why you don't sit still. You continue to look for different opportunities. And like Rock Solar said, also, that's why you have multiple streams. We all have multiple streams of income. So you're building, have a good exit strategy. Know that nothing lasts forever. The only constant in life is change. So that's my mantra. The only constant in life is change. So if it changes, you move on. You don't let it stop you.
Exactly right. Exactly right. I mean, everybody talking about the same exact thing is you don't. It's not going to last. You know, you're not planning for it to last forever. So just to wrap up what everybody else said really fast was, everybody asked the same question: what is your exit plan? What is your exit? How are you going to make sure you break away from that situation? Because if you put all your money in, or as they say, all your eggs in one basket, when that thing fails, when the stitching and the weaving falls apart, all your eggs are on the ground. But as Luigi said, you say, oh, I'm gonna put some here, 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 here. Everybody know what our plan was. We're gonna find 10 solid businesses. We're gonna scale them to $10 a day. So that's not $10 revenue, but $10 withdrawable income in each program, that's $100 a day. And then once all of them hit 10 a day, you're right there, 20 a day in all 10 programs, up 100 a day in all 10 programs. And if one of those programs fall out, guess what? Oh, here come another program. There's always going to be opportunities revolving like the door. So that brings us to the next point. What is your withdrawal plan? We starting on a small scale, saying we want to make sure we get $10 a day till we make sure we get our money back in our pocket that we put out there. And then we also covered what's your backup plan. You got to have a backup for the backup. You can't just sit there aimless. You can't be aimless walking through the woods out there. You got to make sure you got to have a compass there, and that's how you're going to do. Because, like they said, nothing lasts forever, which is a great first point from a drug addict. I mean, a drug addict, they look at it like, hey, this is good, but guess what? They want to get higher and higher according to what they say. I mean, I don't know. I've never been addicted to drugs, but I'm not 100% sure. They always talk about, when I listen to the people on the groups or see that stuff, they always talk about what's the next great high. Where's the next great high? How they gonna get higher? So, hey, nothing lasts forever. The high won't last forever. Then you're gonna be looking for the next rush, the next big thing, and that's what our head is on the swivel for. We're gonna get the best opportunities, scale them the fastest, and make sure we get them while we can get them. So that brings us to, here we go. Point number 2. We're gonna go back over. There you go, Mr. Sharif, got the notepad out. We're talking about point number 2. It says, fear is the only foe. Fear is the only foe. Number 1 was nothing lasts forever, nothing is forever, and number 2 is fear is the only foe. Who got this one? Who's up? Mr. Luigi, you want this one?
Oh my God! I mean, fear is something that it can mobilize you. I mean, it could stop you from taking part in probably about anything that you want to do in your life. So fear is so big and so abstract at the same time, because it's just a feeling. I mean, fear is just a feeling. It's just like the feeling of being sure of yourself. Now, what we have to do, whether you're a drug addict, and I have a little bit of experience in that, not because I've been a drug addict too much, but I mean, I've had some kind of independence myself. So it's like, it's always a fear of what am I going to do next? You know, I used to have a restaurant before. I used to be a restaurant owner, and my fear was, okay, when am I going to get rid of the restaurant? Because that was the difficult life, and I was scared. What am I going to do after? Well, you can't be scared. You have to trust. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust what's coming in the future. And I think the same thing in network marketing. I mean, the basic thing here that we're trying to teach everybody right now with the multiple streams of income, especially with the platform that we're offering right now. Like you guys, you have what? You have 6 opportunities on your step 1, right?
Yes.
So that's it. So just like on our platform. So here we are. We have 6 opportunities. Plus, we have 2 intermediate opportunities too. But I mean, those 6 opportunities, you have to get in, take action, make a plan, and I mean, just get out. What do we get out? Well, the fear of not getting back our money. No, I mean, you'll get back your money. The only fear there is taking action on, do I start? So I don't know. Fear for me is something that I've been working on for all of my life. No, I think it's something that we're working on every day. We have to fight our fear, Aaron. I think that fear is a big word there. So I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to round it out too much. Maybe some of the other panelists here will be able to focus it a little bit better than me there. I gave it a shot.
Good job, Mr. Luigi. So when I read Think and Grow Rich, they talk about the different fears that we live with, like the fear of loss, the fear of judgment, people judging us, because, you know, that fear, particularly if you have temporary setbacks, as you're going through, you may not want to talk to people about certain things because you have a fear of what they're going to think about you. It could be the fear of with your spouse or losing your spouse, fear of negative people in your life that you got to take out. So, like Mr. Luigi said, fear can paralyze you if you allow it to. But if you can identify the fears, what you are afraid of, and start with that, and then once you identify the fear, you just have to again take action and move beyond it. You have to counteract fear with positivity, with affirmations, with vision boards, with a mastermind group like we have here, where it's people that's going to encourage you and help you counteract and overcome your fears. You know, fear is a natural part of our life, but in order to be successful, you're gonna have to overcome fear. I doubt if there's anyone that's been fully successful and never had any fear in their life. So,
All right, because we heard it. You gotta take the action. Change is always happening. We heard both of those points, and it was another quote within it. They was talking about some where is it? Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to work through it. So you gotta be able to work through your fear because guess what? Video number one, I was shaking in my boots over here. I was nervous on video number one. Now I think I'm about 100 something videos in. I want to say I've got like 100 videos under my belt between the platforms. I have a fear of being suspended on Google Plus yet again, and it is constantly happening. My channel keep getting suspended, but guess what? I just keep moving forward. I keep pressing forward. I can't be afraid to say what I have to say to get the message out because people need to know and understand what we're doing here. We're trying to help all people move forward because in actuality, is like most people are afraid of success. Like I used to do this testimony at church all the time. If I said what I wanted to say and what I have to say to move my city forward, because if you don't know, I'm from Baltimore City. People say, "Oh, the riots and all that stuff happened." If I say what I have to say and do what I have to do, I feel like someone might take me out. Like that was my fear. That if I step up to be the leader I'm supposed to be, I might. I'm not going to get the Martin Luther King, Malcolm X treatment. I'm not going to be in nobody's history book. I'm just going to be another guy shot down because I want to see people progress forward. And that fear is what we just said, paralyzing. I want to say something. I want to go approach the people on the corner. I want to go help. I want to say, hey, you can hustle these drugs out here on this corner. Guess what? You can hustle. You can hustle online and do it legally. You can get your money legally. But walking up to certain people, walking up on a certain corner, it's not the safest thing in America to do because people's minds are broken, and I gotta find a way to reach them, and the fear has to be overcome. Like, man, some people you can look in their eyes and just tell they're gone because of what he was saying was addiction. Like addiction, being an addict to whatever it is it may be. I mean, I talked about I wasn't addicted, but I think back, and yes, I'm like, oh, I was an alcoholic, not a raging alcoholic, but I did have alcohol problem. Uh, but in 2010, I went straight cold turkey. But before that, it was I was depending on it. I wanted it until, and I also feared that I might lose a lot of people over my stopping of alcohol because of the fact that I definitely made the best alcoholic beverage there was. It hurt a lot of people. That beverage hurt people, but not me. Like I made it so much and I drank it so much. I'm talking about 190 proof alcohol. I could drink it and not be fake. So I felt like it was a problem. Uh, and then one day I just said, "That's it, no more." I just walked away from it. Never turned back. Never turned back since. It was 2000 October. Homecoming 2010. Never picked up another alcoholic beverage since then. It was just like, man, what was it about the alcohol? It was the lure of that acceptance and everything, and people feared that fear of loss. It definitely hurt somebody. I saw Rock Solo jump back on, so let's give him the chance to talk about fear is the only foe that you have. Fear of success is a major one.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Fear is defeating. And if you have fear in this business, in this industry, you have the slight bit of fear
Oh man, he breaking up again. I think I know what he was about to say though. You gotta get back to your spot, man. You're losing your signal. I'm sure he was about to speak about if you having fear, you having doubt. Guess what? That's the results you're gonna get. You're gonna get a fearful result. You're gonna get a doubtful result. But if you going at it wholeheartedly with everything, like Les Brown said, with all your faith, hope, and tenacity, and all the other stuff that Les Brown said, you gotta mean it. You can't just sit back there and be like, oh, I hope I'm successful on this business. No, you gotta go and get it. You gotta go. What ET said, you gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe. You gotta want it like oxygen, is what Grant Cardone say. And ET would say, Eric Thomas would say, you gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe. That's what this is about. You gotta be doing your business second nature. That's the timer. But you gotta be doing your business second nature, as natural as breathing. It gotta be nature. It gotta be a nature thing to you. You don't need to force it if you're about being about your business. That's a business lesson because you're not afraid to breathe, or else you'll be laying out on the floor right now. You're not afraid to eat. You're not afraid to go to the bathroom, or else you're gonna have some serious conditions going on in your body, in your life, and in your mind and in your heart. So fear is the only foe, and you can only overcome that, as Mr. Sharif said, with action. Fight through that fear, right? So let me start the timer back over. That one we went straight to the time on that one. We're doing pretty good, guys. We're doing pretty good. So, you ready for those who taking notes? Number one was nothing is forever. Number two, fear is the only foe. And our final point, number three, pain. I said pain is the greatest motivator. Pain is the greatest motivator. Timer started. Who's jumping in? Who's jumping in first? Oh, I'll jump in once. You want me to put you on the spot, Mr. Luigi?
Pain.
No, I'll go first this time. I'll go first this time. Pain. I told you guys, pain was my motivation for going into business. My daughter was born 2008. I get a call while I'm at work. And this was the call. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? I'm like, hey, Barbara, what's going on? Everything okay? My aunt runs a daycare. My daughter was there, and my aunt tells me my daughter is walking. Do you understand the pain that went through my gut? Like, I didn't see my daughter's first steps. My aunt had to tell me about it. She could have waited till I got there, and I could have saw my daughter walking around, right? But instead, I get the phone call because she's excited because she's family. She's my family. She's excited about my daughter walking because that's her family. I'm sure she don't call all the parents when their child start walking, but she called me about. I felt the pain. Yeah, I said, no, this can't happen again. I'm not going. I don't want to miss out on major things for my children, for my child at that time. So in 2010, she was born 2008. 2010, I opened up the daycare. No children was here until my son was born in 2012. So I had a daycare running in my house with no children. 2010, I got my license to run a daycare in the house. 2011, nobody here, no reason to have it. But 2012, my second child was here. And now it's 2016, my third child will be here in May. So pain was my motivation. I need to find a way, as we talked about in number one, I need to find a way to exit out this job so I don't have to be enslaved. I'm going to use that word. I know it's a strong word. I felt like I was enslaved at my job because I was at my job. Sometimes Mr. Rossola know he used to work there. Sometimes I could be there 6:30 in the morning and don't leave until 10:30 at night. It was, hey, that experience. You gone that long. I started doing 80 hours in the week so I could switch my schedule, which I wound up getting in trouble for.
You there? Like you froze up.
They didn't like this in this no more. I had to move to the school because
Okay.
that pain. What you was about to say?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, that pain was my motivation. Being on the clock at 6:30, getting off at 10:30 at 6:30 a.m., 10:30 p.m. That's a long day, and I was like, look, I ought to subject myself to it. I was like, I'll work all 80 hours this week and give somebody my other time slots next week. I could just be off for a whole week with my child. Then I switched to school. I was like, oh, I could do school hours. That's smart. And that's when I found out that my daughter was walking. Pain, pain has been motivating me ever since. Like, with, I don't want to put up with that stuff no more. It's growing pains on online business, but guess what? We're working through it. I feel like I'm a success, and I'm gonna continue to think so. We're gonna work through everything. Sorry, I took up so much time. Go ahead.
All right. So pain is the greatest motivator. Pain. I guess. So what's interesting to me in this country, in the United States, in North America, Canada, United States and Canada, is that our pain level is different than most people. Um, for the most part, most of the people in my circle, they maintain a certain lifestyle. It may not be the lifestyle that they actually want, and I guess I'm gonna take it in a little different direction. So sometimes they say being good is the enemy of being great, or being content is the enemy. So sometimes the pain is not great enough for people to take action and move. They get content. Even though they may not like you did going to work, they don't do anything about it. They won't. I'll tell my friends, hey, just take a look at this hangout, see what we're talking about. Oh, it's late at night. I'm tired. How, why are you up doing that? Well, I got enough pain because if I don't associate with myself with people that are doing what I'm trying to do to be successful, then I can't become successful. So if it takes a little bit of pain of a little less sleep for some months so that I can reach my goal, then so be it. So that's kind of how I take a look at pain being my greatest motivator, is make sure that I understand that I'm not happy with where I am, and in order to do it, I'm going to have to put forth some effort, and that effort may seem painful in the beginning, but in actuality, if I put forth the effort to go to my job every day, then I definitely need to put forth the effort to take care and make myself successful. So, and I'll leave it there.
There you go. Roxo, we're gonna make sure we get something from you, man.
Oh, y'all ain't give me the last time I cut out.
You cutting off. I know you dropping nuggets on there. We're gonna make sure we get something.
I drop nuggets. I need to record myself. Record myself when I speak. Hey, y'all missed a whole lot of everything.
Yeah.
All right, well look.
You want to review it at the end? You want to let Mr. Luigi go and you just take off on all 3 points?
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. That's fine.
All right, here we go, Mr. Luigi. Pain is the greatest motivator.
Pain is about the best thing that can happen in your life. I mean, you have to have so much pain to actually change something about yourself. And the sad part about it, I mean, just like Sharid just spoke to, I mean, earlier, he really touched base on it. Unfortunately, you got about 90% of the population where even though they have pain, even though they're not unhappy with their present situation, they still accept it and they just live with it and they don't really want to make too much of a change. Then after you get the other individual that are people like us and people that are listening to us, that we all have a dream that is bigger than what we are living right now. And that dream can only happen if you have enough pain to make it happen. So then you have to take the fear that we have at the beginning, the pain, the doubt, put all that in a bag, mix it all up, and just glow on it. Glow on it, man, and you become bigger than the pain. You become bigger than the fear. Now, how do you do that? It's so easy. I mean, just get rid of all the negative people around you. I mean, if you have to use visualizations, I mean, if you have to use a vision board, just like Cherie said, if you have to create a mastermind, which is like this. I mean, a mastermind is simple to do. I mean, it's so easy to understand because when you're alone and you get thoughts, your thoughts is an energy because everything is energy in life. We all understand that. That when two people talk together, their energy mixes up together, so that thought becomes kind of one. Now, your thoughts become a little bit more positive by being around positive people. So if you hang around negative people, your thoughts will become more negative. So, you know what? I work a 9 to 9 job. What time is it here? It's 12 o'clock. It's midnight. I work 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So somebody who wants to succeed is going to find the extra hour to make it work. I mean, excuses are for losers. Sad, but true. You want to be a winner or do you want to be a loser? If you're happy with the way you are, then you're a winner. That's okay. But if you're not happy the way you are and you're not doing nothing about it, well, then you're a loser. I'm not happy the way I am. I want to succeed online because there's too many things that the good Lord made, and I want to see those places, I want to live those places, and I want to feel those places. And how do you do that? With money. Right? They say money isn't important, but it sure helps.
That's right.
Take it away, Rock.
That's right.
Well, I definitely want to say that fear, weakness, and everything that we discuss, it all ties together. And when we always separate ourselves from people on different mindsets or different, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. We just
all right, making sure when you separate yourselves from people with different mindsets and different, what we have to understand is when we have to just find people on our level. That's the thing. When I first got into this industry, I was very gun-ho. I was the person that people ain't want to be around at the cookout because they know, here he go with this stuff again, you know? And it wasn't the fact that they wasn't open-minded or whatever. It was the fact that I was on another level than they are. And what y'all need to know is, for us to be in this call tonight, for us to do the things that we're doing, we're special. We're special. We're not average people. We're not average people. And 97% of the people out there that we know, friends, family, whatever, they're average. And their fear, when they look at us like we're crazy or things of that nature, they don't look at you like you're crazy. They just look at you like, I wish I had what he got. Because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure everybody on here has some level of success that people already recognize. So their fear is not, I can't do that. Their fear is, I'm not like you. And when they not like you, that's when you have to find people on your level. Like, we're connected. The four of us on here right now because we are like-minded individuals. And we're different than the average person. 5, 6 programs, 10 programs, oh wow, that's nothing to us. One person in the program, that's That's scary and that's pulling teeth, and they going to be in it for 3 days. So as far as what we have is we're we're cut from a different cloth. We're on another breed. So when people are fearful, they're not fearful because of failure. They fearful because they don't have what it takes and they know it. And what potential we see in others, if they don't see it in themselves, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference at the end of the day. The rat race where people in, people not happy at their jobs, even if they say I like my job. No, you just like the fact that you have a job, but at the end of the day, you're complaining about the job 3 minutes later when you say I like my job, but you got all these issues. There's more things people dislike about the job than what they actually like about their job. And everybody have a dream, everybody want things, but people don't go out there and do what it takes to do what they need to do. So right now, the situation that we're in, y'all have to understand that we're different. We're not human. We're on a level that people one day might get there, but we already there. So when we see people and we think that they don't get it, more likely they do get it, because who's the first person they'll call to ask for money? If you're crazy and this, that, and other, who they call ask for money? You. When they tell the story, they use you as an example. Oh, my cousin Aaron made $85,000. My uncle Sharif do online marketing and he's successful. My uncle Luigi is doing all these big things. My cousin Kamal, oh yeah, he's getting it. See, when people tell these stories, don't ever forget they praise you in these stories they tell because you were hearing from other folks. Oh, I heard you getting money. They never praise you in your face, but they praise you to others, and it's only because they know you special. Because how the conversation goes, and I don't know if y'all experienced this yet. When I first started, people were going to say you crazy, and then after that they're going to say you have a gift. And I think I mentioned that before to you guys. And I hear that now. I hear that. When somebody said that to me, it made sense when I heard them say it. But when it actually happened to me, I said, "Oh, I have a gift now." But before I was crazy. But at the end of the day, people do praise us, and we don't realize it. And the things we do to show everybody there's a way. And at the end of the day, their fear will increase because when our level of success rises, they won't ever feel like they can reach our level. If they're not doing it with you, if they're not doing it with you from the beginning, they never going to do it with you. Because the thing about people want your success the same time you have it. They're not willing to put them months in, them years in, whatever you had to do to get that success. When they say, "Oh, Aaron does this, I'm gonna do this now too," because Aaron making money. But guess what? If they're not making Aaron money in 2 weeks, they already discouraged. "Oh, I can't do this. I don't have what you got."
That was what we call rapid fire nuggets. You understand? There was a whole bunch of nuggets up in there. I'm gonna unmute everybody. Man, Rock Solar laid it on the line because all this stuff, the big lesson you're gonna learn is, especially see what we probably need to add to that 3 business lessons from a drug addict is former drug addict, because everybody saw this person overcome. They're gonna see you overcome. They're gonna see you take it to the next level, and they're gonna be like, "Man, how can I do that?" They secretly envying you right now, and I hate to make it sound like that, but it's absolutely true. They want to achieve what you achieve. They want to have what you have, only because they didn't have the courage to do it in the beginning. Everyone loves to see the championship game, but you forgot about what happened in spring training, or the mini camps, or the off season. You fail to see how that person improved. You fail to see two notebooks. Oh, this is my second notebook. You fail to see the notes that's being taken. I've showed you guys the library before. It's 1,009 items inside the library just for mindset training only. Like 1,009 items in there. Not just all books, not just all audio, not slideshows, but it's that many items, not including how much is in each item. It's major out here.
And success leaves clues. So if you're not taking notes, if the moderator of the hangout says he has 2 notebooks full of notes, and you don't have a notebook and you haven't started, then you're not following the success. So, and success leaves clues. And humble yourself and be like, oh, if that's what I need to do, that's what I need to do. You know, don't let that pride get in your way. I'm not going to learn from this person. I learn from everyone I come in contact, because everyone is a teacher. And I always, as Daryl Muhammad says, be an A student. So, and a C leader. So I'm trying to be an A student. So I got my notebook. I used to hear Aaron say I got his notebook, so I went and got a special notebook. I had my stuff all over the place. I was writing it down, but it wasn't organized. So now I'm organized. You're going to see this blue notebook every time we get together. You're going to see it. So there you go.
Well, I want to add to that it's so important, because it all comes down to mindset. And unfortunately, our mindset, you know, like when we come to this world, we're programmed by the people that surround us, by our family, by our friends, by our teachers. And without knowing it, by the age of 12, you're programmed to be a loser. So it's hard, to turn around at 12, 13, 14 years old and want to be a winner. Now, sadly, some people, small percentage of the population, for them it's natural. You know, when you look at somebody and you say, why does this guy, everything goes right for him. Everything he touches turns to gold. Why? Well, for that person, it's natural. For most of us, it's not natural. We have to work at it. So now that's where the pain comes in. Do you really want it? If you really want it, well, you can either learn from everybody around you that's making it. So just absorb, when you see people that are on that level, stick around them, hang around them. And that's how you'll get to that level. Even if you're not there, it doesn't matter. Hang around those people. You'll get to that level. As for programming your brain and your mind, there's no better way than books. And a book, sadly, listen, I think in Grow Rich, I think I've read it about 8 times. It's funny because the first time I read it, I understood it, but not really. I thought I understood it. But when I read it the 3rd time, I started really getting into the book. So it's because, when you read, you only retain about 10% or 15% of what you're actually reading. You understand? You read a book, but you only remember like 10%. So that means you have to read the book 3-4 times before you can actually understand half of it. So then you can, because once you understand half of it, you can pretty much say, look, you understand the whole book, because you can start putting the pieces together. So listen, you want to get into it, hang around leaders, get the books, get the tapes, and do you have enough pain to want to change your life? Well, do it. Thanks a lot for having me on, Aaron. I appreciate it. You know what? Whatever level you're at, you always need to fill yourself with positive energy, especially when you're out all day at work and you hear people laughing at you because they saw your website, because they say you're crazy, because they can see me. They saw my website the other day at work. I work and I have a pretty good job. I'm making some good money. It's the only reason why I still keep in my job, because I'm making a lot of money at it. But it's still not enough. I'm not happy with it. Well, people at work, they're laughing at me because they say, what is this guy making so much money, in his job, trying to make money online? They're laughing at me. So I'm at the stage at work where they're laughing at me. That they're laughing now, but in a year or two from now, when I go to that job in my new Mercedes, and I get out of that Mercedes, and I walk up with my pipe, and I look them all in the eye, and I say, you know what you can do with your job? You shove it, you know where, eh? You'll see who's going to laugh last. Oh, now, how big is your why, baby?
Exactly. I hear you, Luigi.
Luigi went and got his immigrant Cardone out there somewhere. So how big is your why, baby?
I got one. She's sleeping downstairs, and this is my wife. She thinks I'm crazy because online it takes more than one attempt before you make it, eh? And like Rock said, people usually give up right away. So if you're not gonna give it a try, an honest try, I mean, don't even start, because it's like anything. When you open up a business, it takes 2, 3, 4 years before you start having a bit of success. People, they get online, they think they're going to get rich after 3 weeks. It doesn't happen like that. You have to work at it. So come on, let's be honest. You want to go to school, become a doctor, you have so many years to do. You want to open a business, you have so many years to do. It's the same thing in network marketing. Take a decision and let's do a couple of years, and you'll get your success. That's the truth, boys.
There you have it. Go ahead, Mr. Sharif.
No, I was just agreeing with him. You know, that's where it's at. It's the grind. It's the time on task. They always talk about going to college, and people put in 5 years of college, pay 20 grand a year, 40 grand a year, depending on the school. And if you tell someone, okay, it's going to take you 5 years to build your business, it's going to take you $1,000 to start and $100 a month to build it. Oh, that's too much money. When I'm gonna get my money back? Why is it taking so long? 5 years, but you take 5 years to get a college degree, where you might get a job, you might make some money. You're not gonna make enough money to pay back the loans you took out to get the job in the first, for most of us. And but you buy that wholesale. And if anybody try to tell you that paradigm is different, oh no, it's all about formal education. And as Daryl Muhammad says, and many others, the most important education is informal education, self-education. But if you tell people you need to go and buy books, like Luigi just said, read the books, read it over and over again. You need to read the book 10 times. Oh man, I don't got time to read that book 10 times. That book costs $20, but you'll pay $150. I was a biology major. A biology book, $150 for me for one semester, and I'll never want to open it again. So I sometimes it baffles me. You say you want something different. You start out, but like you said, Roxola said, Luigi said, it don't work in 10 days. If I'm not doing what Mr. Aaron has been able to do, I've been on this Google Hangout with Mr. Aaron for a month, and I'm not seeing his results. Oh, I'm going to quit? No. I'm going to keep at it. So, all right. So, there you go, Mr. Aaron.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's people they both feed into that, what's that, 30-30-30 or 30-40-40 or 40-40. Decide to take this journey I'm on. I mean, I didn't want to work for anybody else anymore. I want to be able to call my own shots and do what I want to do, and that's going to take more time to get to more money, so I can say, hey, I can free both of those up. And what we're doing right now, we're building a team that, hey, eventually, I don't want to say it like this. Like, I'm trying to think how to say it to not be like, I don't really want employees. I don't want nobody. I don't want to be anybody's boss. I don't want employees, but I want partners that's after a mutual goal. So that's the way I wanted to say it. Like,
That's the way to say it.
Huh?
I said that's the best way to say it, because, to be honest with you, The way I put my numbers up, that's how I operate. I don't have nobody who I got. I don't gotta hold your hand, and if I'm holding your hand, you don't even know I'm holding your hand. But at the end of the day, you a boss. We all bosses. Nobody here to manage nobody. Nobody here to supervise. If anything, I'm here to motivate you, and that motivation I'm giving you, you can give to somebody else. But yeah, no employees, no soldiers allowed. That's why I disqualify people from working with me. I do. I do. I reject you. No, never mind. I take the opportunity. If I look you in your eye and I see weakness, I'm take the opportunity away from you immediately before we even talk about it even further. Because you only want leaders. You only want leaders, and leaders will only find leaders.
It is.
That's how you build that strong platform right there. Only using leaders.
And just to make that word easy to understand too, people that are leaders, some are natural leaders, that some you can build leaders if they have a big enough will to want to succeed, and you can see the fire in their eyes, you can make those people become leaders too, because often we look for big leaders, but at the same time we have people in our organization that have big hearts that really want it, and you make these people become leaders too. So it comes to like Rock said, like Sharid said, like you said, it's like it's not complicated. 20% of the people make 80% of the money in any endeavor. So you want to be in the 20% or in the 80%? Well, I want to be in the 20. Mr. Sharid wants to be in the 20. Rock wants to be in the 20. I know Aaron wants to be in the 20. You can tell it's written all over his face. And I hope that everybody who listens to this understands the meaning behind it all. That success is something that you work at, and something that you build, and something that you create, and something that happens over time. It's as simple and easy as that. I'm going to let everybody go. I want to thank everybody for having me on tonight, Aaron. Bye, Sharid. Bye, everybody online. Bye, Rock. I still have a job, not for very long, believe me, but I still have a job. But you know what? It comes out to this, it's very simple. For those who have jobs, it's not true that you can't do it online. It's very easy. You just have to decide, can you have an hour? You have 2 hours a day? Well, do that time every day. That's all. Just if you can only do half an hour, do half an hour a day. If you can do an hour, do an hour. If you can do two, do two. But just do it every day. So every day do something that has to do with becoming better. And when we're talking about becoming better, it's simple, eh? It's becoming people like us, people that people look up to. How do you do that? Well, I think we've mentioned a lot of ways here tonight. So with that, cheers. God bless everybody. I'm
Appreciate
Hey,
you, Mr.
Luigi.
Reed.
I'm off to my kingdom.
And Mr. Luigi's, I guess he's about to be out of here, as we all are. So, Mr. Sharif, say goodbye.
I want to thank you for spending this time with us on the Middle Class Millionaire Office Hour. This is Hamid Sharif saying good night and good evening or good morning. From Dream to Reality Academy, where we educate, execute, and earn. Good night.
Rock Solo, let them know.
Well, since tonight's topic was about drug addicts, I would like to end this call with a quote from Biggie Smalls, and that's Notorious B.I.G. And it was from the 10 Crack Commandments. And rule number 4 was never get high off your own supply. And you can check me out at rocksolar.info. Good night, good morning.
There you go. There you have it. You got to leave the Rock Solo to give us something special every time. And before this thing is over, I'm apologizing in advance because I am one of those people that I naturally felt like I had it easy, even though I was from a location that get glorified and mortified or whatever you want to call it on the news. Guess what, folks? I am where I am today because I had the right kind of attitude. My attitude was I can't lose. My attitude was I can't stay here. My attitude was I will never settle for that foolishness. I'm not going to take the foolishness. I don't like to see boarded up houses in my community. I'm gonna eventually buy all them houses. I'm gonna buy blocks, city blocks at a time. So that's one of my visions. That's one of my goals. We we gonna buy these things up. We gonna definitely get their hands on the community. If I gotta throw a cookout, because free food bring people out. If I gotta throw the cookout to get the information to people of how to change that mindset, that's what I'll have to do. So I'm Mr. Aaron from the House of Aaron. We are the middle class millionaires. We say, I believe.
I believe.
We believe.
We believe.
They.
They believe.
So remember, as always, folks, you gotta be confident, be smart, be fruitful, multiply. Then when you start, you don't stop. Be consistent and achieve your goals. We'll see you in the next call.